Head Knocka TV, the gritty motorcycle club life without dry snitching. You've seen it. The TV shows, the movies, the roar of the pipes, the leather, the patch flying down the highway. It all looks like one hell of a ride, but behind that image is a world governed by rules that aren't written in any law book. These are the lines you don't cross, the codes that separate brotherhood from betrayal. So, if you're curious about the reality behind the tough guy image, I'm going to break down the unwritten rules of the motorcycle club world, the stuff that keeps you out of trouble and, more importantly, alive. And we're going to do it without any dry snitching. Remember, only 3 men can keep a secret if 2 aren't breathing. Tune in weekly for real motorcycle club life, no made-up story, or putting club business out there. Head Knocka's TV is a channel to learn and earn the life, not giving it away. Like and subscribe.
So it's best you step aside if you ain't down to ride.
Top of the top, it's your brother Big Kaz, Head Knocka TV. This one is a family one. This young gent you guys see here goes by the name Shadow. He's been with me literally through my excuse my French, through my whole journey, except for Kings Among Kings. He is whatever club I went to, he went with me. We ain't got to mention no names, but he did the whole ride with me. And the way we met, first of all, my brother Shadow, how are you?
Doing excellent.
Doing through. You were born and raised in Arizona?
Born and raised in Arizona. Yep.
You in what part?
South side and then west side.
Okay. How did we meet?
Me and my brother-in-law, we were gonna prospect for Chosen Few, and we met up at Hooters one night. It was
But did you hit me on the internet? Or?
No.
Oh no, what's his name?
Yeah.
You know about you
Yeah.
guys.
What's his?
We ain't got. Don't say his name.
Not to bring up no names, but there was a club member. He was in the club. My brother-in-law knew him, and then we met up one night at a Hooters many moons ago.
That was when I first moved here, 2017.
Yep.
And the other person who's still, when I see him, he's still a great guy. He just chose not to go club life.
Right.
What made you? Because you've always ridden motorcycles.
Yeah.
Because we'll touch on your dad. Your dad got you in the motorcycles, but what made you finally want to join an outlaw club? Or join a club, period, because you were related to some. And
yeah, so I had my sister grew up around, knew all the higher ups of a club, and so I had been around them. I also have family that are in clubs, at the time I just felt it was my time to get into the club life. I was just ready to do it. I was, as they say, searching for that brotherhood and that camaraderie, and it was just time.
I'm on a mission to help those in need across Arizona. I'm on a mission to help those in crisis, but it's tough. Help me bring hope and smiles to those in need today. Join me, donate and share.
Would you say you had already had a peg for that club? So that member we're talking about, did he know your brother-in-law or did he know you?
No, it was my brother-in-law. They grew up together.
And you had already knew about the club.
Yeah, because I had family that was, my sister was very close friends with
somebody else.
With the club, the club members, the higher ups of the club. So
she dated one of them.
She dated one, and she had grew up with them. So she had been around the family for a long time.
So your mind was pretty made up when it was approached you, like, yeah, I want to, that's the journey I want to start.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we met, and, I had all my guys with me, and I remember your boy was about to walk in the door and put his head in his chest like, nah, man, hold on.
Right.
He's like, we were invited. He goes, it don't matter, man. We don't know you.
Yeah.
So you saw immediately the structure of this ain't just a come in and grab a beer and, you know what I mean?
Right. Yep.
What was it that made you go, well, I'm going to continue this. I'm going to continue this journey.
Man, I just So I grew up low riding. I was into low riders, and riding in a pack on a bike is similar as riding in the caravan. Hitting switches. Going down the street. So it brought back that old feeling of just rolling with your brothers. You know what I mean?
Right.
Rolling with people you love to be with. So I got that same feeling on a bike that I did in cars. So,
Okay.
So yeah.
And you were like, yeah, I'm in.
Right.
That's what I'm into.
Right.
Now, not to stay so much on, I want to touch on other topics, even though my I don't know, stupid ass word, like my show, my channel is more directed at just motorcycle life to urban life to just everyday life. The journey I went on, you went with me.
Yes.
The journey ended for you. What year?
What
Where
year
you were just like, not
What
this
year
one,
would
bro.
that be? Probably, man. When that's probably 3 years ago. Probably about 4 years ago, something like that.
It would have been, not to say the club, but yeah, it would have been.
It would have been early 23 or late 22, early 23.
I went to Thailand in 24.
Yeah.
I want to say you were pretty much done end of 22, 23.
Yes.
What made you in your journey?
A
Because
lot-
you had me. People knew who you were.
Yeah.
You came through the door with me. You never really had any drama. And speak candidly, what was it that made you go, I'm good?
For me, there was a lot of reasons. A lot of it was my work schedule. I didn't have the time to dedicate.
You're a trucker.
Yeah, I'm
on
a
the
truck
road,
driver.
on the road,
Yeah, I'm a truck driver, and at the time I was working 14 hours a day, and I didn't have the time. I didn't have the flexibility to go out of state when there was out of state rides. I didn't have the time. I'm married with 3 kids, and the balance life.
Which it takes a lot.
It takes a lot.
Do you remember us going up to Vegas and
Yes.
literally raining? Let's
It
touch on
rained.
that.
Yeah,
I'm like, we're going up to Vegas to.
Yeah.
Was that to meet the Mongols?
Yeah, it was.
And
the President of Mongols.
We
Yep.
left here
Yep.
and we were good.
Yep.
Then we got down by Wickenburg or Wickiup.
Yep.
And let's talk about that.
And it
weather.
rained the whole.
Rain? We're going to call it rain?
Oh, it stormed, torrential downpoured the whole goddamn way all the way to Vegas. It literally stopped when we were what's that 11? We were coming around that 11 highway or whatever.
We stopped at that gas
Stopped
station.
at that gas station.
Left the bikes there.
Left the bike. Yep.
Walked about 200 yards to a Taco Bell.
Yes.
And
Yep.
we hit the dollar menu like there was no tomorrow just to kill time.
Just let the rain. Let's give the rain a little time to pass, man.
And the next day coming home, we were good, right?
Next day coming home, it was. I don't recall any rain coming back. Yep.
So your job, your family,
Yeah.
you're father of 3 girls, 3
Yeah.
amazing young ladies.
Yep. Thank you.
Was there any politics that played involved? I'm not trying to get your dirt mag anything.
No,
because I know,
yeah,
but
and I say this respectfully, but not. And Kaz knows my story, man. Me and Kaz are really good friends, but there are people out there that are living that life, but for the most part, you realize, everybody has to have registration. Everybody has to have insurance. Everybody's got to have a license. To be in this life. So you kind of think, man, everybody has a job, right? All of us have jobs. All of us work. So, not saying the outlaw life, but it's not. It wasn't the outlaw life of pillaging, off the land, and you know what I mean. And not to say that there aren't people doing that, but it just you kind of realize, man, it's just man, at the end of the day, when you take that vest off, we're just average, everyday people, when that vest comes off. So,
so the journey was over, and I remember,
and let me add this, not to stop you, but I have a cousin who was married to a president of a club, and she used to be in the club, and she got out of it. And she told me one day, she said, hey, don't it's easier not joining the club so you can You can come around when you want to, and you don't have to come around when you don't want to, and you're not obligated to anything. So I really took that to heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I made a joke. I was, they got hang-arounds. I was just to come around because I was to come around when I wanted to, and I didn't come around when I didn't want to.
Well, I offered you a full patch because I stood a charter up, and when you start a charter up, you're allowed to, access your members.
Yeah.
And I remember it was like, top 10 club. Hey man, come with me. Here's your. And I remember, I think you did accept it, and then the next day you were like, "Bro, I'm not."
It wasn't the next day. It was within the first week.
Yeah, you're right. I'm just I said, man,
within
I'm only
the first week. Yeah.
The beginning you wanted to do it, but towards the end it was like I just did it because I could. So your journey was over.
Yeah.
But it didn't stop your destination with loving motorcycles. Just
no, not at all.
It just, you realize for guys that do this, they have to love to do it.
Right.
Or they just have no lives, Now, you came from a father who rode bikes, right?
Yes, very much. Yep.
And your old man, from your recollection, from what's the youngest age you remember him riding?
Oh, shit. My whole life, basically.
Really?
We had, I'm old, I'm 50. We had three-wheelers, long before quads. We had three-wheelers. We had dirt bikes. My dad, man, as long as my dad rode everything. Had cars. My dad was into muscle cars. He had trucks, Mustangs. Cougars, the old Cougars, that kind of stuff.
And your dad, on the better way of saying it, was definitely an outlaw.
My dad was definitely an outlaw. Yeah.
By his books, by his ways, his time, it was his way or no way.
My dad lived his life the way my dad wanted to live his life. Yeah, very much.
And to show you guys, who your dad, do you mind saying his name?
My dad's name was Scott.
Scott. Did they call him anything or?
He had many names over the years, but Scott or Scotty, just regular, yeah.
But this is him right.
Here we go. All right. You want to hold your arm?
Dude, there's water.
It doesn't matter.
Water's not gonna matter.
He'll want that cold, man.
Yeah, put your arms flat.
Put my
next
arms-
to you. Next to you.
How much flat?
No, next to you. Yeah, because they want to stretch your feet out.
We don't want to
Oh my God! Do I have to hold that? Is this the Homer Simpson moment?
Where's Al? Al, you're supposed to sit on his face. I'm getting ready to put a blindfold on him. Hey, watch out! It's right on.
Okay, hold on. All right, hey, Eric, bring that torch down here.
No, we're good. We're
Bring the torch.
Hey, dog, get away. Come on, get away.
Watch your fucking beard.
Oh my God.
All right. I'm sure I will not be smiling in a
Dad, do
second.
you want to hold my hand?
Yeah, might as well.
Scotty, you want to hold something else?
It's okay,
No,
Dad.
you gotta hit me. You gotta hit me twice, brother.
Yeah, I'm getting it hot.
All right.
3 seconds.
Look at it, it's glowing. It's fucking glowing.
You're
Okay.
All right.
All right, Scotty.
1, go. All right, got one. Get her back
Don't
up.
push it down so hard.
Yeah, you got it.
So we're back. Wow. That was 2 brands.
Yeah.
How old were you when he did that?
Oh man, he passed away in 2009. So I was, was that 15? How many years ago was that? 2009.
I don't.
19?
There's no.
16 years ago. So I would have I'd have been in my mid 30s.
Yeah, there wasn't no newer looking phones that was being recorded with.
Right.
But that was a welding torch.
It was a little propane torch
with
a little brand that his friend had actually made that brand, and that brand was dedicated to my grandmother and my grandfather. So that's what those brands. That's what those brands were for.
I never wondered. I thought, maybe he was accepting Christ. I remember you're like, no.
That was so crazy story. My grandmother passed away in August of 2009. My dad passed away in December of 29. So my grandmother had just passed away.
Not 29, but
2009. 2009. So my grandmother had just passed away. So my dad got the brand for her, and then wound up passing away just a couple.
When you just watched that
later.
video, because remember, you sent it to me, then you lost it.
Yeah.
For years.
Yeah.
And then when I got back from Thailand, I think I hit you like a month ago. I was like, you're not going to believe what I found.
Yeah.
And, it never been posted. But when you look at that video and see that man did not make a sound and then said, you got to do another one.
Yeah.
He said, got to do another one.
Yeah.
What do you think when you look at those?
Oh, man, I thought that dude was going to go straight through his chest.
It was pretty
all
close.
the way down to the concrete, man.
Didn't somebody we can look back at the video, but didn't somebody pull it off of him? Like it was.
Oh, my sister, if I believe, she kind of like said, that's enough, and kind of pulled him up. But my cousin, who's a doctor, was actually there. Kind of,
okay.
He was. we were all drinking, but you know what I mean. But it was still all.
Were you there?
Yeah. I'm in the video. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. You are?
Yeah, I'm actually. I'm not like up close in front of the camera. You can see me standing off to the side.
Oh man, all these years I've never done that.
Yeah, I'm in that video.
So you're there watching this, and now you don't drink, but you were drinking at the time.
Back then, I used to drink a little bit. Since I became a truck driver, I don't drink.
Right.
Every so often, I'll have a beer. I think me and Kaz had probably 2 beers and
almost 10 years.
I gave it up when I got my CDL just because I used to overindulge.
Well, I want to touch on that in a minute because there was a time you were a drinker.
Yeah.
So you're watching that. Was it like a rites of passage to see your dad? Like, yo, this mother is crazy.
No, I've always known my dad. My dad's a G. Kaz knows the story. My dad's an ex gang member. He was.
Let's touch on that.
Second, yes. So second generation from a neighborhood in South Phoenix.
What was the name of it?
We won't bring it up, but
okay.
it's in the 7th Avenue and Broadway area. So
were colors involved?
They rack black. So
Crips or Bloods? Or?
No, they're a Mexican gang. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Hispanic
even though your
gang.
dad was white.
My dad was white, but the South Side is predominantly.
And what they consider
in Phoenix, you're whites are the minority, but it's predominantly Mexican, Hispanic neighborhoods, and then other parts of South Phoenix, you got predominantly black neighborhoods. So.
And were they considered Sadeños?
No, not at all. No.
Norteños?
No.
Just Arizona.
They've been around since I couldn't tell you when they came out, but they've been around since my dad was a kid. You know what I mean? My dad was born in 1953. So.
Right. So the prison politics, I noticed, didn't start till wait. Because I remember when Key Rock, Rolling 60s, went to jail out here, I was like, hey, they got the prison politics out there, the racial thing. He goes, I'm learning that they're just starting. But back then, everybody kind of ran with everybody, right?
Yeah.
Now,
we didn't really have racial lines out here, so they're obviously the red and blue are black gangs, and others are Hispanic gangs. But out here in Arizona, there really wasn't no color lines as far as race. You could run with whoever you want to run with.
Now going to the left a little bit, but staying on the same jog of banging, you definitely did your thing.
I got into it for I did it when I was
Don't
young.
say for a short time. Right?
I did it.
I got tickets on you, brother.
I did it when I was young. But
you joined the blood gang.
Yeah, but my daughter, when I started having kids, man, I always tell my daughter, my oldest daughter, I owe her my life, because if it wasn't for her, I would have been dead or in jail or I wouldn't be doing this little segment with you guys right now. So
now, what made you join a blood gang instead of a Crip gang?
You know what? It was just kind of the same thing, just kind of who you're hanging out. You know what I mean? At the time, those are your boys. That's who you're running with, and you know what I mean. And that's just kind
now what y'all consider Pyru?
No, Bloods.
Just Bloods.
Yeah.
Because there was, I think when I asked you, were there any California gangs here? Yeah, we're talking 90s, correct?
There was. We did have California gangs out here.
I think you said there were some Hoovers here.
I don't know if we had any Hoover sets, but we did have Hoovers running out here. But
okay.
We had Corner Pocket. We had East Coast.
No 60s that you remember?
I don't know if we had any 60s out. I don't remember any 60s out here. But
okay.
But
and what California blood sets did they have?
Man, none that I could think of.
So the Bloods were outnumbered out here like back in the day.
Oh yeah, big time. So it used to be all blue for the most part. I don't want to say all, but definitely outnumbered. And then obviously, in the '90s, things kind of flip a little bit.
Well, the
So,
biggest Crip gang out here is
West Side City.
West Side City. I was at a gas station once,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you how names go far away. It was me and Monster, rest in peace, and Chosen Few, and we were in our colors, and and some little youngsters came bobbing across the street. Could not one of them been over 18, and one of them was like, "Shut up, homie, you a motorcycle rider?" I said, "Nah, man, I remember what I said, like, you little dumb motherfucker. Obviously, I'm on a bike. You see me?" And he was like, "What?" And I went instantly. I said, "I'm 6 so Crip. What's happening?" "Oh, man, you from 60s?" Man, my boy. Everybody's cousins with Keita Rock or Shawnee Mag. And instantly, they were my best friends. Were the streets, from what you knew of California, because you went to San Diego for a while, correct?
Yeah.
Would you say Arizona was putting in work like Cali, or not really?
You know what? We were active out here. I mean, we've been shot at the streets, but of course, I was in the lowrider. So, man, I was on the west side. If you remember Arizona, we used to cruise Central back in the day. It was active. People were getting shot, and every weekend. We moved to the west side, cruising Thomas, and man, people were getting murdered left and right every weekend. So you know what I mean?
Over set tripping.
Yeah. So
was the dope game?
I got family, man. They were slanging a lot of dope out here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But Arizona is one big circle.
Yeah.
So it wasn't hard to catch an enemy out here.
It wasn't hard, but what I personally what I think is. What I liked about Arizona, if you wanted to get in trouble, you could, and if you didn't want to get in trouble, you didn't have to. You didn't really. You out here, you had a choice. Like you could stay on the straight and narrow, or you could definitely get into trouble.
Well, what kept you out of prison?
Man, try to be smart. You know what I mean? Just try to be smart. I mean, I did a little. I never got into slanging a lot of dope. I was more into
the low riding and stuff.
Low riding. Yeah. I was more a thief, so I was into stealing more cars and radios and rims.
I can't believe it.
So we got pulled over and handcuffed a lot, but thank God I never got caught up in.
Yeah, because you don't come from a white bread family. You come from a very perplexed, different sisters here.
Yeah. So where I grew up, white people were the minority. So I grew up a little different. You know what I mean?
Right.
I grew up where we were definitely
majority blacks or Latinos.
Both.
Yeah. And you were the white neighbors.
Yeah. And then it was just people even to this day though they listen to the way I talk and the way I do this and they're like, man, where are you from, man? Because you know what I mean. You got a little different twang in your voice, that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Now, when would you say, what age were you? You always say your oldest daughter, but when would you say you walked away? Like,
it wasn't, my oldest daughter, I was 20. So it took a few years. Getting the partying out, drinking.
Speaking of that, so I had a daughter. What kind of work were you doing then?
I was working at a food delivery service back then.
Is that Shamrock?
Mm-hmm.
Still around to this day?
Still around, yeah. I started there when I was 19.
And you weren't making a killing, but you were making a decent wage.
We were living, yep. I can also thank my job. Luckily, I got a job that worked me a lot, so that's probably what helped me get out the streets too.
And you're with your teenage sweetheart? Because you guys met as teens.
We met right out of high school.
Yeah.
Yep.
But there was a time when gambling and drinking was...
Yeah, I drank a lot.
What was drinking a lot?
Well, it was just nonstop. So once I started, one thing with me is if I didn't start, I was probably okay. But once I started, I couldn't. That just triggered whatever you want to call it. I had that trigger, and I would drink till the sun, basically till the alcohol ran out. So
work nights or just weekend or whatever?
No, I never tried to drink. When I was with my kids, I didn't want to be drunk or
But if the weekend came,
but when we had functions and get-togethers, man, as long as there was alcohol, we wasn't leaving. We wasn't leaving.
What was your go-to?
Just really, whatever people gave me. But I was just a beer guy, man.
Yeah.
Just give me. I like Tecates, man. I like the Mexican beers, you know,
Modelo's,
they hit you a little
Yeah.
better than the American beers. You know?
Now, obviously,
So,
I've known you forever, so I've never seen you drunk.
yeah,
You know, and I battled my alcohol for a moment. You were there when I
yeah,
lost my right kidney.
Yep.
You, Trolls, he was there.
yep. Hey, I woke him up one time. He was
Thought I was
drunk.
dead.
I thought he died, man. I ran in his house and woke him up. I thought he was dead.
He came in and
Yeah.
I was hungover.
Yep.
And
I yelled at him. He didn't budge. I said, "Kaz," he didn't move, and I ran over. I thought he was dead. Honestly, I thought he was dead in his bed,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
And that's you know, I didn't wake up then because again, nobody knew that I drank. Nobody knew I drank.
Right.
But you know, anyway, what kind of drunk were you when you get? Were you
I was
violent?
cool,
Were you-
man. I've been cool.
So you weren't an alter ego type.
Nah,
drunk.
I think I got that from my pops, man. My pops was the coolest drunk in the world, man. My dad could drink, and my dad was a functioning alcoholic. And you know, they say that when you drink, your true personality comes out. So my dad was cool, and I was cool, man. I didn't become an asshole whenever.
And what age would you say you stopped?
You know what? Right around 30.
Really?
When I had my last daughter.
So from 19, well, teenage years up till 30.
So my last daughter was born when I was 30, and that's when I got my CDL. So I've had my CDL almost 20 years now. So I quit drinking when I became a truck driver.
Now, your dad was a drinker.
My dad was an alcoholic. Yeah.
He was not a when there's a party. Every night.
My
was a party.
dad, yeah, he drank. Probably before work, you know what I mean. But yeah, he was a drinker every night. But he was a cool drunk. Yeah, he was definitely
A functioning
like
alcoholic, but his body was conducive. Like you see some of these people that they show that getting up for work and they gotta put brown in their coffee and brown whiskey.
Yeah.
He had to have alcohol.
Yeah, he definitely had to have alcohol. Yeah.
You know, I never really listened. I listened, but there was so much going on in the video. I didn't realize how much you and him sounded like.
Yeah,
And how much.
I get a lot.
That is your twin.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
it wasn't until last night when I was looking at it, or night before when I actually do the interview, you know, unbeknownst to you guys, not everybody wants to get on this camera and do interviews, and he did not, and I've known him forever. You've seen him in a few videos with me, but that's about as good as it gets, music videos. Now he was into bikes.
Yes.
Did he ever join the club?
Never.
Not his thing.
Nope.
Never.
He had his little riding buddies, and they would just tear off and go off and do their thing. But yeah, never club life.
Never hung with another club, didn't support another club, nothing like that.
Nope. He was a lone outlaw. So.
When would you say the bug bit you? Like, man, I want to get a bike.
So I had ridden. I've always loved bikes. Like I said, I went through lowriders. I went through the lowrider phase, which a lot of guys did. They start off on lowriders, and you know they converted to bikes. So, man, probably my late 20s.
Late 20s.
Yeah.
And did you ever go out and ride with your dad?
Yeah.
Did you?
I didn't. And crazy story, I didn't even own a bike, so I would just borrow a bike. So I can make memories with my dad. You know what I mean? At that particular time, I was still low riding, but I had friends that had bikes, so I would borrow a bike, and then we would go out and we'd ride together and make memories. So yeah.
Now your dad passed 09?
2009. Yep.
If you don't mind me asking what he passed from?
He had some plaque, natural. He had some plaque break away from his heart, and we went to see him Christmas Eve. I'm sorry, Christmas Day 2009, and he passed away basically the next day, so December 26, 2009. Yeah.
And when you saw him, he seemed fine?
Yeah, he was fine. So he went to sleep. Because him and my aunt lived together. So she seen him about 3 o'clock in the morning taking some Alka-Seltzer. So we think he thought he just had heartburn, and anyway, he went to sleep and never woke up.
Do you think he died painfully, or
Nah, they always tell you he died in peace. We don't know. When I got there, he was laying in his bed before the coroner. Before they had removed him from the room.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't let me see him. But I was able to look in the room and see him. He looked peaceful. He was just laying.
He did.
He was just laying in his bed, you know. So
What's the greatest memory you have of your old man?
I got tons of memories, man. To be honest
The
with you,
one that just,
yeah.
what's your go-to?
The one I'm gonna kind of kill you guys, but one day me and him were driving, and he told me, he said, "Son, no matter what you become, I'll always be proud of you." You know, and then you know, my dad left when I was in 7th grade, so you know, like most boys, there's a gap.
Yeah.
There's a gap. So me and my dad we didn't really get along in my teens. I did move to San Diego for a year
Yeah.
with them. We didn't get along. I moved back. I was 15, 16, you know.
Well, you thought, I want to be with my dad.
Well, yeah, I thought, and then you realize at that age, boys don't get along with their dads and their teens.
And
so,
he was in a different,
yeah.
he
And
really,
then-
would you say he was a dad or he was more like a buddy?
No, he was trying to be my dad. He wanted me to get good grades. He wouldn't let me get a job. He wouldn't let me do nothing unless I got at least passing grades,
Right.
you know. But he doesn't realize when he left when I was 12, that's when my life changed for the
Right.
worse. You know, I started getting into stuff. So you know, when I moved back, you know, we didn't talk, and then we finally my dad got in trouble. He almost went to prison. When I was probably about 16 or 17,
Right.
he almost went to prison, and it changed his life, man. He wasn't the same person. The same dad I grew up with was not him. Like,
In a good or bad way?
oh, it changed him for the better.
Okay.
He
Okay.
was I want to tell you guys one more funny story.
Yeah,
man.
go for
Kaz knows this story. I shouldn't put this on camera, but because you guys are gonna call me the defender bitch. But so one day my sister had rented a U-Haul truck, and this is a good memory. So we weren't even thinking, man. My dad said, "Hey son, let's go return the U-Haul." Cool. So we go down to return the U-Haul, and then he didn't have a car at the time. All he had was his bike, right? He had taken the back seat off. So not only did I have to ride on the back of another man's bike, right? Which I know we ain't supposed to do this, but it was my dad.
It's your
right?
dad, yeah.
And but there was no back seat, right? So every time he hit the gas, man, I would slide off the fender this way. Every time he hit the brake, I would slide off the fender. Yeah, so it was funny. So one day I was talking with a buddy from a club, and he said, "Man, you don't never get on the back. No man gets on the back of another man's bike, right?" And I said, "I know, bro, but I didn't have a choice, right? We didn't have no car, and you know, I didn't have no choice. I had to get home." And he said, "Man, I don't give a wood if it was my dad or anybody walking down the street. They're not getting on the back of my bike." You know what I mean? So
Right.
just a funny story. I'm gonna put that out there, man. It was me and my dad.
Let me tell you something. If I had
you
a
know.
chance to ride with my old man,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, as outlaws or period, we just don't really see riding another man on the back,
yeah,
you know. But let's say, you know, mine were all daughters, and all my daughters, except for two,
Yeah.
rode me from the age of 5 on up.
yeah.
But man, if you know, I rode on the back of my dad's bike, you know what I mean, as a youngster.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still a feeling of like, man, it's my dad.
Yeah, and that's what I looked at it, man. I've never ridden on a bike with another man per
Right.
se, but I have one time in my life, and it was my dad. And like I just told you, that's one of my. I tell that story a lot because I think that's pretty funny, man. Every time he hits the gas, I slide one way. Every time he hits the brakes, I slide another way, man. So I was just sliding on the fender, man. So yeah, it was funny.
So you now have a bike at what age?
So
Well, you got his old bike.
I
right?
got his old bike. When he passed away, I got his old bike, and that's when I really. I had sold my lowrider in 2000. See, my youngest daughter was born in 2007.
Okay.
So I sold my lowrider right about that same, not too long after she was born. So I got his bike when he passed away, and that, man, it hit me. My cousin that is the president of a club, and it's a 99 club. It's not a 1% club. I went to their annual one year, and I caught the fever.
That was it.
That was it, man. I rode consistently from 2009. Kaz bought my last bike in 2023. I went out of state, I went out of state to work in Texas as a truck driver, hauling sand in the oil fields of Texas. And now that
Well,
I'm
wait,
back,
rewind. Speaking of bikes,
yeah,
I didn't just. I got your dad's bike,
you also bought. Yeah, Kaz also got my dad's bike. Yep.
and then we gave it to Jax. Was that his name?
Uh,
What was from
it
us?
was.
He went to Sin City, but he's Rolling Nights, and he went to.
It was.
What was it? Was it Jax? I thought it was Jax.
I don't remember.
That's not what they
maybe
call
that
him?
was his name.
No, nephew.
Nephew. Yep.
Nephew. Sorry,
Yep.
sorry, nephew.
Yep. And then what did Matrix Son got it after that?
Oh, that's who still has it to this day?
If he still has it, that's the last person I know.
I would love to get that bike back, man, if possible. Maybe I'll reach out to Matrix. But yeah, I bought your last bike, and then I gave that bike away to Brother Bull.
Mm-hmm. And Bull refuses to let that bike
Yeah,
go.
I've tried to trade, you know, like, hey, man, and Bull is a...
If Kaz has any pictures, maybe he can insert a couple of pictures.
I will. I'll show him that. I can't find the video of the night we did it. I don't know why I can't find it. It's got to be somewhere in an archive, but I will post the video, the picture right here. Yeah, that was Bull right there. The next day, I gave it to him. I tricked him. I said, a book signing out here.
Yeah.
Flew him and his wife out here.
Yep.
And he was like, well, why'd you only book her a one-way ticket back and not me? I said, man, I'm going to go ahead and let you borrow a bike right now. I know you ain't got one. It's, you know, you've been sitting down for a few ticks with no bike. And so I'm going to let you use this one. I can't give it to you.
Yeah.
But, you know, you use it. And he hadn't seen the bike yet.
Right.
And I'm saying this because I couldn't find the video. But I asked you permission a few days before. Like, brother, I'm going to give it to him. I'm not going to make any money off of it. Bull.
No, me and Kaz got an agreement, man. Because I've also gotten bikes from Kaz. And we have an agreement, man. Listen, if you get it, we get it, man. You know what I mean? We get first crack. We get first crack back at it. So, yep.
And I bought him a brand new Chaleco, got his name badge put on it. And, you know, Bull wasn't thinking about joining the club at that time because he just was getting back on his feet. You guys can read between the lines of what I mean. He just, you know, he was sitting. And I was like, oh, man, I think I left the receipt to the Chaleco, the vest, in the pocket. And he reaches in there and pulls out the title. Don't even realize time, just toss it to the side. His wife knows. And I said, what was that? And he opens it and he goes, stop it.
Yeah.
And then I took him out to the garage. And that's the picture you guys see. Do you miss having a bike now?
I very much do miss having a bike. I'm actually hopefully soon gonna. Kaz knows when I first got rid of it, I was like, man, F a bike. I'm done.
Hold on. He got rid of it because me and Bolts three of us went to the bike show.
Oh yeah,
car show.
Kaz tried to kill me.
Show.
The Arizona Super Show.
No, I didn't.
Kaz tried to kill me. He set me up, guys. So.
We're on the freeway. We're on the 202, I think.
Yeah,
because I was living in Chandler at the time.
202 or the 60. Yeah,
and
it was a 202. It was.
And we're mobbing. We're probably doing about a $1.10, and I can't see Shadow anymore.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm like, man, where's he at? So we get off the freeway. Flip a C-turn, and I see you on the side of the road. Yeah. And you want to tell everybody what you said?
Hey man, listen. So let me start this off. So when we left to go to the Super Show, the tire was low. So we went across the street and got air at the tire shop, right? So on the way back, man, we're mobbing. Kaz ain't lying. We're mobbing, bro. And all of a sudden, I know you guys heard of the death wobble. Well, this was the rear tire death wobble, man. Mm-hmm. So the bike's just, and man, I just look in my mirror. There's no cars. On the highway.
We're in the carpool lane.
Yeah, for there not to be any cars next to you on the highway, man, is a blessing, right? So this bike is starting to wobble, and all I can think is I'm gonna die, man. This is it. I'm going down. I'm getting road rash, whatever, So I just happened to get off the road. I hit the little berm on the side of the freeway. Thankfully, the bike didn't go down, and so. Like Kaz said, they realize I'm not with them, man. My heart's beating. So we're sitting there waiting for the motorcycle tow truck guy to pull up. And it's Arizona. It's hot. And Kaz is like, hey, jump on my bike and go get us some water. I told him no. I said no. He's like, man, jump on the Road King. I said, bro,
which would have took him 1 minute.
Yeah,
Instead,
yeah.
he walked up the overpass
Nope.
to oncoming. He did not want to do nothing to do
Hey,
with a bike.
I was
at
like,
that
I'm
moment.
good, man. I
Yeah.
don't even want to ride, bro. I damn near my life flashed in front of me, man. Doing 100 with a death wobble with the tire coming off the rim in the back of the bike, man.
And then he sold me his bike. I bought it. Beautiful bike
with the good tire.
Yeah, and but I always had 9 bikes at that time.
Kaz always had more bikes than he always needed.
Yeah,
man.
and I couldn't get him on a bike. But before I leave for Thailand, I talked him into buying my 2018 Road Glide.
Road Glide, yep.
He bought it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever ride it? A couple times?
I rode it. Yeah, I rode it. I rode it a few times. I just pretty much kept it in the garage. I painted. I took the wrap off. I took the wrap off it.
He didn't like the blue.
I didn't like the blue wrap on it, so I took the wrap off. And that's pretty much it. Just rode it like that.
Well, again, if we're gonna talk about brotherhood, I couldn't take any bikes to Thailand with me because you can't. You just can't take anything. So I sold all my bikes, and the only one I wanted back was the one I bought from my little brother Ian while I was in Germany. I sold that to somebody. Shadow knew I didn't have a bike, and he dropped the bike off for me because I stayed at my boy's house for a week till I found some, or a couple of weeks. And he dropped the bike off. I remember I was like, man, why are you doing that? He was like, just pay me when you can. And he said, man, you've given bikes to everybody. You've looked out for everybody.
Yep.
And he gave it to me. I was able to swap that bike to get my bike I got back from Germany. Well, I got another Road Glide that's just got a new engine put in it. So Shadow will be riding that one.
I will be riding that one.
Whether he chooses to buy it, whatever, it's his. We don't, I've surprised him, the Nipsey Hussle diner.
Yep.
I went to his house once.
Surprised me with it.
And I was like, hey, man, I need you to take me home. And you're like, what? I was like, yeah, this yours, man.
Yep. He gave me the Nipsey Hussle bike.
Yeah.
And then I think I had it for about maybe 6 months, a year.
And gave it back.
I called him up and said, hey, bro, you can take it back.
Yeah.
It's yours.
Yeah. Because you were riding the Vaquero more than just
I was riding my other bike. Yep.
Now, would you say your dad played a big part in you choosing not to go in his direction, or was that a wake up you had?
You know what? Not drinking, not following my dad's drinking. Relationships. My dad. Not, and I'm not saying like marital relationships. My dad. My dad made some mistakes.
Yeah.
My dad made mistakes. Like I said, when I was about 16, 17, he almost went to prison. And, he had to go back, and part of his treatment or rehabilitation was you had to find as many people as you could get in contact with and apologize to them for all the wrongs you had did.
Yeah.
And so I learned a lot from my dad. I've always done that. I never got big in, I smoked weed, drink, but I never got into heavy drugs because I see what it does to other people.
Yeah.
So I've tried to use the people before me to okay, maybe I shouldn't get into these drugs and do this and do that.
Well, again, amongst the people that want to call motorcycle clubs gangs, you worked at Shamrock for how many years?
25.
You left gangbanging in what year?
Man,
middle 90s?
Mid 90s, yeah. Mid to late 90s. Yeah.
Which means you did not bring it into the motorcycle world.
Right. Honestly, these days I don't care. Kaz knows, man, I don't care. Green, purple, red, blue.
Yeah.
Man, I don't care, what color you are, what set you claim, man, all that. To me now, I'm a father.
Yeah.
I'm a husband. I'm a this. I'm a that.
You've been married how long?
31 years.
30. I can't stay together for 31 days.
21 married together, 31. Yeah.
Did you hear that, Pretty? Yes, sir. I applaud you. 31 years, long time, from where we come from.
And not to get off, but Kaz knows this. I am married. I am in an interracial marriage.
Yeah.
So in the mid 90s, a white man with a black woman, it was a whole nother.
In Arizona.
California
wasn't so. It was frowned upon, but it wasn't. But in Arizona,
it was a whole different struggle out here. So.
Actually, we didn't touch on that. So you have Sun City, which they used to be. Sun City, correct?
Sun City is the old. It's where the old.
But they used to throw that big show every year. There used to be a big show, and that's when the Commodores and somebody else boycotted it. I think it was Sun City.
It could have.
Because there's a song called Sun City or something.
It could.
But would you say Arizona was a very racist state?
Oh, very racist. You know,
were they a sundown time of state? Sundown, like get off the street.
No, I wouldn't say me personally, because I'm gonna be honest. Growing up, the way I grew up, I didn't even realize Arizona was a racist state, right? Until I moved to Peoria. And when I moved to Peoria, man, I finished out my high school years at a school called Peoria High School, and I started meeting skinheads, what do you call them, Fifth Reich, Fourth Reich, whatever. And man, you know, I growing up how I grew up, I just never, you know, I grew up the minority, so I just never really seen I knew we had skinheads, I knew we had all that, but I was never privy to them. You know what I mean?
But it was prevalent. It was.
And then I didn't realize till I got, kind of out. And then obviously in the mid '90s when I got with my wife, then man, true story. Remember when Denny's was going through these lawsuits?
Yes, the racial thing, making people pay first, black people pay first.
Yeah, me and my wife walked into a Denny's out here, and they refused to see us. I probably could be a millionaire right now if I would have pursued it, but we used to hold restaurants. It's almost like you see in a movie. The music would stop, and everybody would look at you. Man, when me and my wife and my kids would walk in, all eyes are on us, man. Yeah,
wow.
Better than Tupac. And we had more attention to So, now.
How did you handle it back then?
I used to get mad. I used to look at people and, I was a little hotter, back in my younger, I had a little hotter head, what I mean? But now, if it still happens now, I couldn't even tell you, because I just walk by people and I just blow it off. But, it was definitely a struggle, and not just from the white side. I've heard it from, other people, from blacks telling me that, basically, I messed up my family tree. And so, it don't matter to me, but it don't matter.
Well, I talk about the story in the book when I was talking about my birth giver, who was very white.
Yeah.
I remember I brought this girl. If anybody remembers that song, Rockberry.
Yeah.
Rockberry. What was the name of that group?
Oh man, I don't remember Rockberry.
It was before 2 Live Crew, but
yeah.
She was the girl singing on the hook. May she rest in peace. She was Tony G's sister, so who used to DJ from Mellow Mayonnaise, Cypress Hill. But that's her singing on that hook.
Yeah.
So I met her at the radio, white girl. I thought she was Puerto Rican from New York, but she was a white girl from East LA. And she just had that swagger about her. But I remember bringing her home, and my birth giver was like, So she calls me back in the bedroom. She's like, do you even like black women? I didn't know how to answer that question because I'm like, what?
Right.
She's like, you bring all these white bitches here and blah, blah, blah. Actually, let me take that back. My birth giver's name was Julie. This girl's name was Lisa. Sorry, Lisa, may you rest in peace. And she's like, bring all these white bitches. I'm like, have you looked in the mirror? Yeah. White lady? Not mixed lady, not Creole lady, white lady.
So let me add, because like I said, Kaz, we've talked, we know each other for years, but so my grandfather was very racist. My dad put a stop to it. They had the Martin Luther King riots, and my dad went through the riots and
out here,
yeah. My dad was cool with everybody. My dad went to South High School, South Mountain, and so anyway, long story short, my dad was cool with everybody, but they told him, hey, don't come to school tomorrow, man, because we ain't gonna be friends. This was So anyway, no big deal. My dad still went. My dad was a street fighter. He went through the neighborhood rumbles and all that stuff with the neighborhood. So thank God. My father had his faults, like I said earlier in this video, but my dad, he put a stop because I could have easily been raised the way my father was raised, you know what I mean? But my dad, he put a stop to that, man. And I was never raised to hate anybody. My dad always told me, man, tattoos don't define you, haircuts. You meet somebody and you get to know them, and then you decide from there. Don't never judge nobody on their outer appearance. So
now you've watched Arizona change over the years, and as we wrap this up, one of my biggest questions have always been for Arizona, because I fell in love with Arizona. Mm-hmm. Brother, what the fuck is Arizona? Is it South? Is it West? is that because you run into people and you want to remind them, you do know you're only 2 hours from the
Hey.
California border.
I consider Arizona West, right? Even though we're not
Would you consider it Midwest or just West?
Midwest, man, is considered like
Cleveland,
Cleveland, I guess maybe Detroit, that area. I consider us West Coast, man. If you look at Vegas, LA, San Diego, Phoenix, man, we're all closely tied together, man. So a lot of people from California come here, Vegas, LA, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They work. So I had ties, like I said, my dad, we lived in San Diego. My wife was actually born in LA. So she had family in the 60s. You know, I almost got mopped up in the 60s neighborhood out there.
Talk about that real quick.
Oh, real quick. So I was out there, you know, as like to say, right color, wrong hood, you know. So I'm out there balling. I'm out there playing b-ball.
Nah, homie, wrong color.
Hey, Slauson and Crenshaw, right?
Like I said, wrong color, right?
So just to give you perspective, my wife's family lived down the street from the liquor store where the Boys in the Hood was shot, you know, when they were walking back. So I'm out there balling, playing b-ball. And I'm getting kind of a lot of stares, you know, and I'm thinking, man, they don't like white people in this neighborhood. You know, I didn't know where I was. So one day, and I thought it was funny, man, this dude pulls up in a burgundy, I don't even know what kind of car it was, but it was burgundy, right? And it was bumping. So I'm like, yeah, man. You know, this is my oldest daughter. I'm 20 years old, 21 years old, man. And this dude basically told me, I'm wearing, I'm wearing the wrong color, or I should say the right color in the wrong hood. So yeah. Anyway, long story short, I was like, F your hood, you know what I mean? And then...
Because that was your mentality then.
Yeah, and then my wife's family's like, no, thank you.
Wait, was you in my neighborhood? You was in the 60s?
I was on Slauson and Crenshaw.
Okay,
So,
at the gas station?
No. We were actually I don't remember the exact street, but we were at my wife's auntie's house.
So it was on the block. It was
on the block, right?
Yeah, okay.
I'm in the neighborhood, and anyway, they're like, thank you. I'm like, good. And then you know that little light bulb goes off like the cartoon. Man, I'm 300 miles, 400 miles out of bounds, right? It don't matter how hard you think you are, who you think you are. I'm out of bounds, man. So
you're white.
I had to shut up, bro. Yeah. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. It took me a minute to catch myself, but I had to shut up, and you know what I mean? Because I'm thinking, man, I'm way out of bounds, bro. I'm way out of bounds. So.
Now, did you go back and visit that area?
Oh, we always did, man. We went
you knew then.
Yeah.
Let me put this brown on.
Coming from, I had never been to LA except for Disneyland and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Until I met my wife, and my wife family living in LA. So I had no idea I was in Rolling 60s neighborhood, man.
Right.
I had no idea where the hell I was, bro. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know who hoods claim what blocks out there. So funny story. I made it out here to tell this story, 30 years later. So.
Well, brother, I'm beyond proud that, earlier you said we're friends. We're not friends. This is my brother. Every brother ain't your brother. He falls in that top 5.
Cat is definitely my brother, man. I give him the same respect. Yep.
We have had one argument our whole relationship, and I kicked him out of my house because I was ignorant. I was a full-blown alcoholic. I was pissed at the world. And I remember he was like, man, what you need to do with your music? I was like, let me ask you something. Have you even bought it yet? And he was like, I ain't got a credit card. I got a card from work.
True story.
And I'm sitting there, I said, well, don't be questioning about what I do for a living. And he said something, I said, get out of my house. And you went, for real? Yeah. And let me tell you, I was so tone deaf and blinded by alcohol. Because what people don't know, and one day I really will finally open up to it, but I was a good, I'd switched my drink up. It might be vodka, it might be, but when I got on that Apple Crown and that Honey Jack, I could go, what's the big one? The 5th? Is that the big one? Or half a gallon? I can go through.
You would know better than me, bro. I ain't drinking in years. So.
I can go through one of those every 2 days.
Yeah.
And, which is usually about 6 to 8 drinks a night. So, it wasn't you caught me at a bad time. I was in a bad time and I chose violence.
And him being my brother, I knew, we would talk about it, but he would kind of, I guess, he would do it when, you know what I mean? He knew how I felt about it.
Yeah.
But he was still doing it. So.
Well, if I'm out at the clubhouse, I always did the bartending because I never drank. Then I wanted to make sure everybody was good. Yeah. And then, but when I got home, that's when the story changed. But, you know, man, I wanted to put you on here because it shows the element of somebody that's born and raised, why you chose to end your motorcycle career. How do you look at 1% clubs today when you see the stuff I go through or you see the other stuff?
You want me to be honest, man?
Be honest.
If I use your journey, man, it's a clown show, man. I don't, I've been with them. I've been with Cass for years, man. Every step, and it's a clown show, and it's really turned me off to it. And if you're looking for the brotherhood, or you need that brotherhood, or you need whatever, then get into the clubs. But
you'll hear the words, but you don't see the action.
Yeah, for me, man, listen, I'm almost 50, man, and the older I get, I want no drama. I want no drama in my life, man. So if I can just jump on my bike, man, and ride, and I ain't got to worry about what patch I'm wearing, or I could just go where I want to go and don't have to worry about what's on my back, man. That's a lot of the reason why Man, I don't want to fight with my friends. I don't want to fight with my family. I don't want to fight with the clubs.
You saw more inner turmoil.
Yeah.
You experienced more inner turmoil with brother to brother than you did club to club.
Yeah.
So it's not something you would ever pursue.
No, I would never do as much. Hey, listen, man. Like I said, when you're in a pack, man, 5, 8, 10 deep, there's not a better feeling. But the little drama that comes with all that, and Kaz knows this, man. I made a joke to him about a riding club. You know what I mean? Like I would rather do an RC than I would ever do an MC.
And you want to know the truth? You're gonna get the same
shit. But
testosterone.
Yeah.
Listen, testosterone and estrogen.
Yeah.
Whether it's a woman or a man, you're gonna get it mixed. Yeah. I mean, it's gonna come mixed, and whether if you did all guys, still gonna deal with egos and attitude. Deal with women, still gonna deal with egos and emotions.
No matter men or men at the end of the day.
But no matter where I'm at in my destination or my journey, you're welcome around me.
Oh yeah, that ain't gonna change, man.
Yeah.
No matter where Cass goes, man, he knows I'm riding with him, man. I support him. I support him 100%.
So I'm gonna end segments now with people who I interviewed, not to prove me right, but you've watched the trolls. I remember early years ago, you used to be like, remember what you used to say? Man, how could you deal with this? I don't
know how he dealt with it, man. Yep.
And I would get frustrated because you'd make that statement.
Yep.
And then when did you realize, because you've gone everywhere with me, when did you, first of all, have you ever seen anybody step to me?
Never. I've seen the emails. I've seen the plane ticket offers.
From who to who?
From you to whoever was. Hey, the plane ticket offer.
Round trip ticket.
Hey, resort. Whatever you want.
Come show me how much
Airbnb.
Of a punk I am.
Yep.
But being that you've been around me, and I'm only doing this, it's a new little segment I'm gonna do, not to prove me right, but to show how disgusting the internet is. You used to see guys post stuff about me that, I got full-blown AIDS, which no one should ever joke about that.
Right.
I'm gay. I'm out bad from this club. I'm a club hopper. And how am I respected when we're out around anything?
Man, Kaz is, he's very good. I can't even put it into words, man. We've never, wherever we go, he not only is he respected, but he's respectful. You know what I mean? It goes both ways. Other clubs, and they come up, we know who you are. Hey, rival clubs, we've been through a couple with rival clubs where they walk up, we walk up, and it's at the end of the day, it's respect. Even though it's a green light, somewhere there's a green light, right? Mm-hmm. But it must have been a flashing green light because it wasn't all go. It wasn't all.
Remember my birthday party?
Yeah,
it was. You were there. Yeah, you were at my last birthday party.
I missed that. I was on the road, man. I was on the road. Yep.
Well, even one before that.
You mean the one at the
KP's restaurant?
KP's. I was there. Yeah.
Remember, I went out and confronted the cop.
I was there. That's a true story, man.
People thought I made that up.
Yep.
Remember the detectives, the gang task force was out there telling people, don't go in there. There's a green light on him. And I went out and had some great words with him.
That story is 1,000% true.
And we had a house full of pagans. We had a house full of Thunder Guards and nothing but supporters. We had my brother Vim, my brother Oos, and we got up out of there. Then we had some that, There were pieces of ish.
Yeah.
Or, you know, but
we've been to bike shows where, like I said, there's enemy clubs, and we went to a bike night at Westgate one night where there was a green light.
oh yeah,
And it was all, hey, at the end of the day, hey, we won't even get it, but I'm just telling you, at the end of the day, it was all. And of course, the story. By the time the story got back, it was a little.
I got punked.
It was a little twisted, but
so we won't say the club's name, but we're walking, and all of a sudden, I say something to Shadow, and I see line over in that direction.
Yeah.
And by the time you look and walked over, remember I said, man, I heard y'all were looking for me.
Yeah.
No, where you heard that from? I said.
And it was just me and you. It wasn't.
It was a gang of them.
It was a gang of them. And it was just me and him together.
Yeah, and I remember I said, I heard y'all were looking for me. I don't know where you heard that from. I said, well, I wanted to help you find me.
Yeah.
And then remember, 20 minutes later, we got a call.
And hey, all boy, Kaz approached them. There wasn't.
They walked by me.
Yeah.
They walked, and I was like, hey, is that your P right there?
They didn't
Come
approach.
here.
They didn't approach us. He approached them. True story.
Look, I'm not the toughest guy in the world. I'm just the toughest guy I know. And I tried, brother. You have watched me give away thousands upon thousands of dollars, motorcycles, homes. And I don't think, with the exception of you and Ice-T and the young lady that's downstairs has held me down when I hit rock bottom. Because you were there when the IRS did not come knocking. They just came.
Yes.
And if it wasn't for you guys, you know, winning my case, that's my dog, you guys here, winning my case, getting my royalties back, I had nothing coming in.
Right.
I wouldn't got a job.
Right.
And the hardest thing is, I'm famous if I want to act famous. If I want to remind people, like, yeah, man, that's me. And when they find out and they start researching, like, man, you did a lot.
Yeah.
But I like where I live now. I'm at peace.
Yeah.
Very small group of people. But if anybody experienced every trial and tribulation, you were there.
Yes.
And I'm glad we ended it on that. Not to, oh, look, he's, you know, trying to get deep. It's to show that, don't believe this shit you hear on the internet.
Don't believe it. I've been there. I've been through it with them. Yep.
I have offered, hey, man, I'll be at the gym from this time
Yes.
to this time, and you'll hit me. I'm like, I'm going to be at the gym waiting.
Yeah.
No one shows.
Nope.
You know, so just enjoy what you see on the internet. You know, you've always supported me 100%. And this is the first time I ever asked you to do an interview.
True. And I told him no at first.
His answer was no 2 days ago. And I was like, he's like, bro, because I don't want to talk about drama. I said, no, I want to talk about more being the son of. So I am my father's son. He is his father's son because, A, you guys look like twins.
Yes.
You were going in that direction.
Yeah.
But as your father's son, you've lived out his legacy to say, hey, man, we're okay out here.
Right.
You carry the same last name as him?
Yeah.
So he's a Martin.
Mm-hmm.
So real quick, Shadow does zero social media, absolutely none. So don't bother asking if he don't have do you have Facebook, anything?
I have Facebook, but I only use Marketplace. I don't have no friends. I don't have nothing. I don't have no whatever.
You just use it for Marketplace.
I just use it for buying stuff.
Yeah.
I don't respond to comment. I have zero friends on Facebook.
If I would tell him to open up a Telegram or whatever Signal, he would have it for about 2 days and hit me and go, man, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm getting too many messages.
WhatsApp, I delete that. He knows I don't like none of that stuff.
Can't
man.
stand it.
I hate social media.
You're looking at the epitome of a person that, I had to ask him to do this. And it's not based on he's trying to sell something. It was just more of me going, this is what happened when a guy chooses to not continue in the journey in the motorcycle world. You know, I hear some mumblings here and there like, oh man, you know, he does that internet stuff. All I try to do is just teach of this is what you should do. This is why you shouldn't do it. And if you did do it, don't do it like this again. I don't do I'm going to say it again. I don't do news at 2, live at 5, and this just in.
Yep.
I do. It's called Head Knockers because I'm a fighter. And the people I socialize myself with are fighters also. And this is definitely a fighter. I know he's always had my back. Let me tell you guys a story before we get off the air. So when money got real bad for me, I get a call and it's like, yeah, this is a message from Mr. Geronimo. What's the? Hold on, don't give it away yet. This is a message for Geronimo, whatever, Iliado, and we're looking for your truck, and because I'm telling you, money got bad, and I'm living in this palatial home, basically a gated community, damn near. I mean, just a beautiful. Oh wait, it was a gated community, and that's all like a blur now because that's when everything went down here.
Right.
And I remember you kept saying, "Man, put that money in the safe.
Yeah.
Put that money in the safe."
Yeah.
And so probably about maybe a few weeks later, I'm like, yeah, man, the repo man is looking for my truck. And so that's why he's not sitting out there. And he starts dying laughing. I'm like, nigga, ain't that funny that the repo man is looking for my truck?
Yep.
And tell him what you said.
I said it was me. I was calling him from my work phone. It was a Texas number. And I told him I was from Texas. I can't remember Texas repo or something. And he's refusing to answer, right? And I'm leaving the messages. Hey, real talk, man. He took it in good fun, but he was like, you motherfucker. I was hiding the truck. He's parking it. He's like, he thought they was really coming to get it.
Which in the end they were, but I got it fixed and I sold somebody else. But he thought it was so fun. Looked at him, I said, bro, why would you think that's funny? He's dying.
I was crying. I was laughing so hard.
And so we bring it up every now and then, but I just want to say,
he still hates me for it.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
With a capital F for putting me through that because I really started hiding it then. But through and through, this is my brother Shadow, Head Knocker TV. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you through and through, my brother.
I'm on a mission to help those in need across Arizona. I'm on a mission to help those in crisis, but it's tough. Help me bring hope and smiles to those in need today. Join me, donate and share.